Football 25 has been out a few weeks now, so I decided to update some teams with player likeness updates. So today we'll focus on the Colorado Buffaloes and the Oklahoma Sooners in College Football 25. So you might ask, what are real player updates? Real player updates bring attention to detail with real accessories and tendencies just like you see on Saturdays. I use Getty images and other sources to get the most recent looks and give the players their most true-to-life appearances. So what I do is I specialize in creating authenticity in sports video games, and today we'll break down the RPU updates. Let's get into it. But before we dive into today's video, this little matcha shot is called Magic Mind. Magic Mind is a mental performance shot that helps you stay focused, clear-headed, and motivated, and productive while over 100% of your daily vitamin C and vitamin D in each bottle. See, the problem was I struggled with creative blocks and I had a hard time focusing. And as a parent, content creator, and influencer, and entrepreneur, I was stuck in the hamster wheel of the daily grind. Things like finishing projects, creating consistent content, and getting things done felt impossible due to brain fog and anxiety. Creativity is crucial in my work, and I was struggling bad. And then I found Magic Mind. It gave me natural energy and cleared my brain fog, cleared it. It kept me focused and even improved my sleep. Now I can power through long gaming sessions, edit videos effortlessly, and recover faster from workouts. Man, plus my confidence is soared. I know y'all can see, right? My confidence is soared. So here's a Magic Mind fun fact. Magic Mind was created to help you be more efficient while having an enjoyable day. Why Magic Mind works? It's a natural productivity shot that boosts focus and cuts down procrastination. It's packed with nootropics to sharpen your mind and ashwagandha to ease that stress. But it's not just about me. Magic Mind supports mental health charities, is carbon neutral, and offers a risk-free 100-day guarantee. So just use my code TicoisTocory20 for up to 48% off your first subscription or 20% off a one-time purchase. Unlock your full potential with Magic Mind. Shout out to Magic Mind for sponsoring today's video. So now let's hop into the real player updates. First, let's look at the Colorado Buffs in Dynasty mode for a close-up. And I'll also highlight the most unique players that I've updated in this update. Hopefully EA Sports can add a roster share option and, make it where everybody can share rosters in the community. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Scott O'Gallagher said he's listening and he's seeing what we're saying. So in the future, you can get real player updates if they add it, but I'll teach you how to get it or show you how to get it if they don't add it, right? So let's just jump into it. So we are in College Football 25, and I know you guys have been waiting for the equipment and player likeness updates and real player updates for the game. We have my roster Tico's real player update, and we're gonna click into it. So we're gonna kick this thing off with Travis Hunter for the Colorado Buffaloes, as you can see on the screen. This is Trav. I got him in this player card screen so you can see the full blown look of Travis Hunter. This is what I like to do. If you've seen my Madden video for Madden 25, I did the same thing as well. Check that out if you missed it, but check out Travis Hunter right here with a real player update. Now this look is one of his practice looks, and he has the actual bands on his wrist and his forearm with the gloves, and he has that shoulder, that sleeve right here, that's right here up top, as you can see. So what we're gonna do is go over to more and go into his real player update and edit a player and look at how Travis really looks in game and in practice. Sometimes he switches it up. This is a look at Travis Hunter right here. As you can see, it does not look bad, and the patch update that we just got, the title update for College Football 25, it fixed the Dions. The DTs are now in the game, so I assigned those DTs to Travis Hunter, changed the socks. Went in and just did my own thing, went to Getty Images and switched a few things up to match the Getty Images photos of Travis Hunter. This was from last year's season. I don't know what Travis is going to wear this season, but I wanted to make it look as real as possible as what you've seen on Saturdays, as what you've seen on television. So we're going to go ahead and go into gear. Now, what I don't like is that you cannot go in and edit the numbers. Come on, Scott OG, help us out with that, bro. Help us to go in and edit players and numbers, bro. We need that full feel to get things back. Help us out, brother. Come on, Scott O'Gallagher. But anyway, with that being said, we're going to go into edit gear, and we're going to go ahead and look at the gear right here, as you see. Now, the things that I changed are on the arm. So if you go into the arms tab, you will see that I have the arm sleeve quarter in white on him. This is what he wears in practices at the Buffs practice facilities and sometimes in games. I just wanted to switch it up and make it look a little bit different from what the regular game had it, because it just didn't have any pizzazz or any type of, it just didn't look as sick as it looks now, but it looks pretty freaking dope. Now we're gonna go ahead and go to the elbow, the left elbow. You see the elbow sweatband full white, and then you see the wrist. You'll see a wrist too to match the elbow, which is pretty dope, and the wristband normal white with the white gloves, these new gloves that they rock. So That's Travis Hunter. And then you see the lower body you see the shoes. Well, let me go out of that. Let's go ahead and go into the feet. Now the socks you always have to bring up because this sneaker has like a little thing on the sides. You see how like you can put your feet in it and it's like socks already made for like some type of band to hold your ankles. You have to have the socks up a little bit so they can stand out, especially if you look at Getty Images and compare what they do in real life to what they do in the game. And I try my best to get this as real as possible. We need a roster share, EA Sports, college football devs. If you guys hear me, we need a roster share where we can get each other's rosters at least and get things where I would like to put these rosters out for real player updates and give it to the community. So Scott O'Gallagher again, Rob, could y'all help us out, EA Sports? But this is Travis Hunter right here. Let's go to the next player for the Buffs that was updated with the RPU and after the patch to see what it looks like. Let's get it. The next real player update player in college football 25 is my guy Shedeur Sanders. And of course, things were different with Shedeur. I had to go in and change that wristband to a thicker wristband. The real wristband he wears has his logo with the S with the $sign on it. And then that arm sleeve is a baggy arm sleeve. We just needed to get it right. This is something I got off Getty to match it just like he wears in real life. This is what he wore in game last year. So I'm just trying to keep it to speed of what I seen on Saturdays and what I seen on television. Now, if we go over to more and go to edit a player, I can show you exactly what I updated in real player updates. If you want to follow the real player updates, you can do so. And as you see, the Dions right now are here in the game for you to actually have in Dynasty. Before they were not available before this new patch hit. And I know a lot of people in my previous Madden video actually hit me up and said, hey, they're available, but I knew they were available. The Madden video I filmed was just a little bit before the patch came out because I try to get as much footage as possible. But I know that the shoes are there. Shout out to all y'all in the comment section, man. Told me about the shoes, but the sneakers are here. So we go to edit gear. Let's go to the feet. As you can see, because he had on I forgot the name of the shoes he had on, but the Nike Diamond Turf right here, as you see, is here with the socks. And I always get the socks for medium length, just so you can see the Nike check and everything can kind of look better visually to match Getty Images and what they wear in real life. We also can go to the arms, and like I talked about earlier with the arms, the baggy arm sleeve on the left arm is there for my guy. And if we go to the right wrist, you see that he has the wristband normal white, but he normally wears it white with the logo or black with the logo. And that's what I see, but I don't think that they can copyright actual Shedeur's like brand in the game on his wristband. I know NBA 2K is doing it with armbands and stuff like that for 2K25, but as far as college football 25, it just came back and this is what we have to work with. So this is a real player update version of Shedeur Sanders. He looks different. The guy's fire. Let's get to the next player though. The third player I wanted to actually go and do an edit on for real player updates is Dion Hayes for the Colorado Buffs. Yes, this guy has a very unique look when it comes to his accessories, and they needed to be layered correctly on the player. And I'm glad that, EA put the equipment in the game where we can layer it and make it look pretty dope for ourselves. Like I said, I hate that we can't get roster share, but this is a close-up of his player card where you could see him in this angle. We're going to go to more and go to edit player, and we're going to look at that as well to see what I've actually put on him and how I actually got the combination of things. Now, this is him in helmet with everything on. And as you see, you go to edit player, his headgear, let's go to, and yeah, some of the helmets too, disclaimer, were wrong. I had to go in and change some of the helmets on the player to get it right. Some had shields, some had mouthpieces. I had to go in and just change and add the correct things to the players, just like they were on Getty Images and Google, where I've searched to do my research, right? So here we go right here. Dion Hayes, this is what he rocks in real life. Even sneakers too, even those leg tights up under the actual football shorts, I had to add that stuff just like they do in real life. Like, it's so crazy how I went in and how much of a difference it makes when you add the things you need to add to the player versus the stock out of the box player likenesses that you get from EA Sports. And no, I'm not crapping on EA Sports. This is just something that I really nitpick at, is to go in and look at equipment to get things right so I can have that real experience as I play my video games to be just like Saturday or Sunday for Madden or for NCAA or college football 25, whatever you want to call it. But this is him. And I don't know, we can go to torso and try to get that close up too as well. Look at that right here. You see the sleeves, the wristband, some of those that tape and the wristband, some of that stuff is different because how high it is and how it looks with the gloves on Getty. So I really did want to go in and just make sure that the stuff was right in the first place. So let's go ahead and get to the next player. The next player we're looking at and we're going to cover for RPU updates with equipment is my guy Shiloh Sanders, Dion Sanders' son, prime time son. You know what I'm saying? His face isn't the correct face for some reason. It's just like a placeholder, I guess. He may get a render. Hopefully he gets a render. I mean, he is Dion Sanders' son, and we need him. He's like a huge part of college football when it comes to realism and authenticity. And this is him right here on the screen, his player card for college football 25. And the things I had to change on him was the baggy arm sleeves and those wristbands and his gloves. His gloves were different from these right here, and these are the gloves he had on Getty and on the internet where I did my research. All right, so we're gonna click into edit player to look at Shiloh to make sure Shiloh is doing his thing, and he looks great. The only thing with this Shiloh, like I said, is the situation with his face. If we just get his auto player generated face in the game, and hopefully our next patch update, our title update with EA Sports College Football, we can get that in the game, because like I said, he's vital as far as looks. Like, you want to get the Sanders brothers right. All the Sanders brothers and Trav, you know, people like that are matter and have culture that matter in the game and persuade people. Yeah, pop culture, you want to get them in the game. But this is him right here, and yeah, we're good to go. I had to put the Dions on them, the diamonds, whatever you want to call them, the 96s or the DT6s or whatever you want to call them. They're here. These are it. Let's go into edit gear though. Let's go into feet, and boom, here we go. This is it, finally, because you know they wear these in real life, so I wanted them to be there. Let's look at the arms, the baggy arm sleeves, the wrists, the gloves. His gloves were wrong too. I had to fix those as well. And let's just get to the next player though. The next player we're going to look at for the Colorado Buffaloes is Will Shepard with the RPU update. The real player update shows him with his sleeve, his gloves, and his pads. Some of the pads were even off too. I had to go in and, you know, change like the actual jerseys being tucked under the arms instead of being loose arms or loose sleeves or whatever you want to call them. So let's go into more and look at Will Shepard. Yeah, I watched the whole Will Off channel with Dion and his sons, Bucky, and they have all these different accessories on, different shoes. And this guy was a transfer, if I'm not mistaken. He transferred over, and I went and looked at some of his previous transfer gear and player updates and player likeness gear on his body. As you can see, some of these guys had the long shirts as well, and I had to go in and add those long t-shirts up under the jersey too to make these things right. So this is exactly what Will Shepard wears. If you go into his gear, this is him in helmet with his mouthpiece. Some guys wear mouth guards and don't have them in this game for some reason, which I just don't understand. Maybe it's that EA maybe they didn't do it, like, in, you know, because the game came out way earlier than the college season is going to kick off, and maybe when the roster update started to hit, we may get some changes. But by that time, my whole game will probably be real player updated with updates for my players to look as realistic as possible in the game. So this is Will Shepard. Let's get to the next player. Here's Levante Bentley, and he's a huge part of the defense and his team for the Colorado Buffs. I've watched him play. I even made rosters and did things for Eli Mack, and I was following what I was doing for Eli Mack, and I already worked in making these rosters last year in Madden for Eli Mack in one of his videos. If you haven't seen that video, go check out like playing with the Buffs in Madden. I actually created the Buffs, the entire team for Eli Mack on his channel. Shout out Eli Mack for reaching out to me to get that done for him. But this is Levante Bentley, and this is how he looks, and you got to get him right because he's a vital part of that defense, and I had to go in and, you know, knock that out and change that. So let's go ahead and go to edit player and just look at his body with the helmet on, try to look at a different view of him. Let's go into gear, and let's just see what he looks like now. Yeah, this is Levante Bentley. I think I had to change his helmet and his face mask, or his face mask. Something I had to go in and change. As far as sock length, I know I should have wrote it down, but I was just in the heat of the moment editing and giving real player updates to players. So this is him. Levante Bentley looks amazing in college football 25 for the Buffs. I will be bringing gameplay where you guys can actually see this stuff in game crossover with the gameplay. You will not be sorry. You see, I got the Buffs gear on, bro. You know, I always got to keep it themed in the video. Got the ice on, got the Buffs on, got to throw the wrists up. Anyway, let's get to the next player. And last but not least, we have Bentley Silmon-Craig in college football 25, and his drip is pretty crazy. Look at everything he has on. He has layers on as far as the wrist tape, the gloves, the forearm band, the elbow band, the sleeves that's cut, the jersey. I mean, everything is on point with Bentley Silmon-Craig in this game. This is his player card, and I wanted to show him. And as far as his player likeness update, I think it's pretty close. But if they can go in and auto-generate or generate those faces to look exactly kind of like Shedeur looks like himself, that would be a W. Hopefully they do that this year. But we're going to go look at the gear in college football 25. And now look at this guy right here. Now, the mouthpieces are normally always super bright, like a yellow or an orange or something like that. Something bright, and it doesn't match. So hopefully EA can go in and throw in those random colors for the mouth guards and mouthpieces in college football 25 and Madden, so we can just throw them into our players. I think Madden probably won't do it, but college is a little bit more open because they didn't go with the NCAA 25. They went with college football 25 to have a little bit more diversity when it comes to the player and what they can add into the game. So it just makes it a little bit easier and better customizations towards players. The only thing I say that sucks for College Football 25 is that we cannot edit a player fully or create a player outside of the Road to Glory. We need to be able to create a player in Dynasty and create a player in the main menu for rosters where the roster's at. So EA, if you hear me, please patch that in. We need that. I'm gonna keep begging for that because that's what the community loves and I love it. We gotta get it. Anyway, so let's go ahead and go into the editor gear. I know I was rambling, but let's go ahead and get into it and look at this guy right here. Let's go to torso so we can get that close up. And as you can see, this looks pretty good. This is Bentley and Silmon-Craig. Everything is on point with him. And I cannot wait to get that gameplay kicked off so you guys can actually see what's happening in College Football 25 with the real player updates. Now, let's move on to the next team. Now that we finished the Colorado Buffs, we're gonna go into the Boomer Sooner real player updates in the game. And I'm excited to show you guys these guys and how great and how everything looks in this game. Now let's look at the Sooners in Dynasty mode for a close-up. Now, I am a Boomer Sooner fan. Don't get it twisted, but I had to do the thing of the Colorado Buffs jersey for the video, you feel me? So anyway, let's look at the Boomer Sooners, OU, my team. We're gonna start out with Danny Stutzman. Danny Stutzman has an actual photo. If you are a Boomer fan, he has a photo in the game that shows him with the elbow brace or that arm brace he's wearing right there. This is what Danny Stutzman wears in real life. This is the drip that he has, and this is his player card where you can see it and get that clarity to know who Danny Stutzman is and to see what he wears. But we're gonna go right into the edit a player tab and look at Danny Stutzman in his gear and how he is dripped out. Check out this Danny Stutzman. This is exactly what Danny Stutzman wears in real life from Getty and from other outlets that I've watched in games and film, and this is him. He does change it up sometimes, but this is his main look. This is his main real player update and his attention to detail look. Looks really dope. I am just astounded and just happy to have OU back in college football video games, back in the space to go with Madden, because you get off one, you go to another one, and then you got things like this. Yeah, Danny Stutzman for the Boomer. With that being said, let's go ahead and go to the next player for the Oklahoma Sooners. Boomer Sooner. Billy Bowman Jr. for the Oklahoma Sooners. Now, this is exactly what he wears out on the football field for the Sooners, bro. Check out the baggy arm sleeves. Look at the shirt hanging down, the towel out the back. I mean, the eye paint. This is him. Now, EA did have it close, but they had his arm sleeves tight. Instead, he wears them baggy to have a little space in them. That's what, at least what I got from what I was looking at for real player updates, but this guy looks just like himself. He looks a lot like himself too, as far as the player render, the likeness update that they added, but this is him with the helmet. So if we go into edit a player, this is the torso version where you can see up close. This is absolute fire right here. I love that they added baggy arm sleeves and they look baggy. I remember last year when I made a video for early capture for Madden, and there was an Odell Beckham video where I was showing the baggy arm sleeves, and you guys in the comment section were saying, or for the people who already know me, they were in the comment section saying EA needed to add those baggy arm sleeves and they need to be a little bit more baggier, but they're also baggier. So whatever you guys said to EA, they actually heard your voice, read the comment section, and these are baggier. But check them out. Looks just like himself. I'm going to bag out and go ahead and spin them in circles where you can see the Jordans. I mean, everything is on point. This is Billy Bowman Jr. for the Boomer Sooners. Let's get to the next player for the Sooners. Let's get it. The next player we're going to look at that was updated with the RPU was Dion Burks for the Oklahoma Sooners. Had to go in and get him right. It was pretty simple with him. As you can see, just a band on his forearm, some gloves, the towel hanging out the back, and a long t-shirt. Now, as far as in helmet, you go in and edit the player and we look at that, you'll basically see what's happening. Like I said, I had to go in and change some of the helmets, change and add the mouthpiece and the face paint, the actual cross for the eye paint or the face paint. I had to go in and do that myself because it wasn't there at first, so I had to add it with the mouthpiece. Now, one thing about the mouthpiece, I do see it kind of clipping just a tad bit, but I'm not really tripping on that. I know in Madden, I didn't really see a lot of clipping with the actual mouth guards, the mouthpieces, so that was a first, and I was excited because I know EA is really cracking the code on how to fix this, and it's probably why they didn't put the mouthpiece or the mouth guard in his mouth, because it was actually clipping through the skin of Dion Burks. But I'm gonna leave it in anyway because I want him to be as real life as possible when I'm playing my game. And yeah, this is him. This is pretty fire right here, dog. Like, I'm not on here to make jokes, to act stupid about what's wrong. I'll just fix what's wrong and then give it to the community. If I got the formula to give it to the community, I'm gonna give it to the community so we can have the realest and the real authentic experience of playing these games and having fun with them, you feel me? But here's Dion Burks, and yeah, let's get to the next player. Here's the transfer, Dominic Williams from TCU. He's with OU now, and he had a very sophisticated, layered look when it comes to his real player updates and accessory and equipment. I had studied him, I studied him for a while. It was like a good 30, 45 minutes just looking at all the different pictures and all different things for him. And if you look at him, you can tell he was a very, very complicated player to try to get right. It kind of looks like him a little bit, but I guess it's just the auto-generated faces, but it does include everything that he wears on the field. And if you go yourself and go do some study and some research of some previous TCU photos of him on Getty or wherever you find it on Google or search, you'll see that this is what he wears. So we're gonna go down and edit the player and make sure we can see how this guy looks and what he's wearing. Dominic Williams, a force to be reckoned with. Now look at him with his tape on his hands, his brace, his sleeves, like his wristbands. He got a glove. Like, it's just crazy how I went into detail with this. The attention to detail with this is insane. I just love doing it. Look at him, the long shirt. This is so fire. And then when you can actually put the shield on him and get things right for Dominic Williams. Now, this is him, attention to detail version. Let's get out of that, and we'll go to the next player. Let's look at Nick Anderson's real player update and player card in Dynasty mode in College Football 25. Check him out right here. Just looks dope. Got the big old hair. I think his hair is braided now, if I'm not mistaken. I think his hair is braided. I'm kind of lost on his hairstyles because he switches them up all the time. I wish you could switch hairstyles in this game. You can go in and edit that. That's why we need that creative player suite or edited player suite where we can go in and do those things ourselves and just play the game the way we want to. But check him out. He's very simple. Just gloves, an undershirt, and let's just go to edit a player and look at what his legs look like and his drip on his feet. See, there you go with the scrunch socks. You see his knees, everything hanging out, and then you got the J's on. These are the closest Jordans that I could get to find him wearing on actual internet. Like, yeah, just, getting it right, just like the internet has it. So this is the boy Nick Anderson. Let's get to the next player. Here's the corner, Gentry Williams. Check him out if you look at his layers and how things look on him. This wasn't like this when I actually got the game. I went in and changed it. This is like immediately when the game came out, but I'm so glad the patch came out because it fixed a lot and you could just do a little bit different, things with the situation. But this is him, as you can see. What do you say to that? It looks dope, especially with gameplay when it crosses over. It looks super fire for him. But yeah, check him out. J's, the socks, the bands, the gloves, you spin them in circles, you get to see everything on them. Some of these guys didn't even have the hand warmers. Like, a lot of these guys didn't wear the hand warmers. I think the situation difference and varies from when it's cold outside and they don't wear hand warmers. But here he is right here with the mouth guard, with the actual shield. Like, I wish they had like Jordan shield, like the Jordan armbands and like branded accessories and equipment in the game. They do have some branded equipment, but accessories like they have in Madden, like the Nike arm sleeve and the Nike shooter sleeve, they have in Madden. They don't have it in College Football 25. So hopefully we can actually get that stuff patched in because Madden has it, because Madden, I broke it down where you can see it in Madden. So now we have college. Let's go torso so I can actually see what this guy looks like at this angle. And here we go, Gentry Williams, looking just like himself, number 9 in the game, College Football 25. Let's get to the next player. And last but not least, the guy Jackson Arnold, the quarterback for the Oklahoma Sooners, the Boomer Sooner, Jackson Arnold. Now, he's very complicated. This guy switches his accessories up a lot. He likes to be color coordinated. I do not like that you cannot change the undershirt. So if you look at the undershirt, you see the OU color one, right? I would like to change the colors like to black to match the arm sleeves because that's the way he actually wears it in real life. But this is what I had to work with for real player updates for College Football 25. If we hop into the edit player tab, you see the edit gear tab. Look, the black shield, which is a Jordan shield, the Jordan armband, and the wristbands. Like, this is Jordan stuff. I've seen this before, like on the internet. So this is why he looks like this. His leg warmers would be black too. It's just about the way you accessorize and you put your drip together, colorized and coordinated is what I want to say with the game. But he looks fire. It's even a football card out here with him wearing this same combination, which makes him dope. Let's go to torso just to see what we can see. This is like major mad fire right here, fam. This is what I love. This is what's up, bro. Like, this is cool. Playing in-game too with this is nuts. Like, to see it going over in-game, that's Jackson Arnold. I'm gonna go into like a practice mode where you can see this stuff and how it looks in the game. Let's get to it now. All right, so we're gonna hop into practice with the Colorado Buffs. We're gonna go ahead and skull Buffs and practice to look at some of this stuff and see how it crossed over into in-game via the gameplay. Okay, so we're gonna look at the gameplay and see how these actual updates cross over into the game, and I have Shedeur handing it off. And yes, this guy Hayden, yes, he has an update. Everybody has an update, a real player update. Now, what we're gonna do is go into our instant replay and look at the players up close. So let's go ahead and jump into instant replay mode and take a look at the players in game with the actual real player updates here. Now look at Shedeur. As you see, everything I went over with the baggy arm sleeve, we got the Dion's, and we have the wristband. So I'm gonna pull back where you can see the quality a little bit. But yeah, this looks so good in game when it crosses over. Yeah, look at it right here. It's just, you know, it just feels better when you have a real looking game like you see on Saturdays, like I said before. We can look at a few other cats too. Hayden, yeah, he has an update too as well. I just didn't go over him in the breakdown, but the entire Buffs and OU team do have updates. I do have a few other teams with updates, and I'll break this stuff down where you can see it. So what we'll have to do is just keep begging EA to go ahead and give us that roster share and that edited player where we can just go in and do what we want to do. I do understand that the NIL deal is in place, but with that being a situation, I would rather just still be able to go in and do what we want to do with our players because it's our game. We understand that they're getting paid, but it's still a video game. Madden, you know, they're copyrighted too. You know, like everybody's copyrighted, everybody has deals in place. But EA, I'm gonna ask you again, could you please give us access to change what we want to? Look at Jimmy Horn. Hold on, we got Jimmy Horn too as well. And yeah, Jimmy Horn Jr. looks like himself. No, there's nothing actually wrong with this. No, this is actually fine right here. But this is him real player update. Who else? Travis Hunter, real player update practice. Hey, here we go. Let's go up to close up. Looks just like Trav. I mean, this is the real life stuff. So yeah, guys, if you want more, be sure to leave a like on the video if you want to see more of this stuff. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Let's get this to 60,000 subscribers. Let's run it up. We've been doing it big. Y'all have been showing nothing but a lot of love. And all my new subs, welcome to the gang. The G's, we are here. Let's get it. I'm gonna go to OU real quick before I end this video though. Let's get to OU. All right, so here are the OU Boomer Sooners, man, with the real player updates. And as you can see, Gavin Sawchuk, everybody pretty much has an update on this team. I'll go into instant replay mode and show you that as well and see what it plays like over in the gameplay on the football field in college football 25. Now here's Jackson Arnold in the game. As you see, I showed you what he looked like in the edited player in Dynasty mode and his edited player and edit gear. And this is what he looks like on the field. It looks great, plays out perfect. Look at the black sleeve, needs to be a Jordan sleeve. Look at the shield. I mean, looks great. We're gonna look at Gavin Sawchuk as well. This is Gavin Sawchuk. The only thing I had to change with Gavin Sawchuk is Gavin Sawchuk's tape on his wrist needed to be a little bit higher than the small tape that they had. I think they had bands on him, but there were small bands on him. So it needed to be changed. It needed to be updated, and it is updated on Gavin Sawchuk. Everybody, as you can see, was updated. You can just tell by like the braces on the legs. And those knee braces, we really need those in Madden. Let's go ahead and see if we can go ahead and get my man Nick Anderson. This is him right here. Let's get him moving a little bit. He's just moving in, you know, in stance, but you still get to see it, what it looks like in game with the real player updates in gameplay on the field. Jaleel Farouk, I can't forget about Jaleel Farouk. Yeah, this is him. He's updated. It has spat. I wish the spat would be a little bit thinner. That would be a request of mine. If we could have thinner spat on players in college football 25 and Madden for football for EA Sports. This is Anthony right here. He was updated as well. I left no one untouched. But with that being said, hit that like button. Do that, man. Let's just run it up. Let's get this video to I don't know how many likes. And also, if you want an equipment video, I'll put an equipment video out on all platforms, YouTube, TikTok, all that stuff. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, join the game, 60K on the way. We're gonna run it up, man. We're gonna do the best we can. And yeah, peace.